This episode of WDW Today is being sponsored by All-Star Vacation Homes. And if you're looking for a great place to stay at your next trip to Walt Disney World, All-Star Vacation Homes has a great option for you because they've got so many wonderful vacation homes so close to Disney. You know, we always talk about how great these vacation homes are, but let's also not forget the fact that they're so close to Walt Disney World. In fact, many of their vacation homes can see Disney's Animal Kingdom from their house. How cool is that? In fact, others, you'll probably be able to hear the fireworks from your house. So check them out at allstarvacationhomes.com.
Bringing the world to your world, this is Walt Disney World Today. Here are Mike Scopa, Len Testa, Mike Newell, and your host, Matt Hochberg.
It's Friday, June 3rd, 2011, and this is episode 885 of WDW Today. I'm Matt Hochberg of StudioCentral.com. Joining me on today's show is Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. Welcome to the show, Mike.
It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday.
I also have to get that on Friday. That's weird.
See, I reminded you.
I like turtles.
I appreciate that.
That'll never get old. Never.
No, never.
Also joining us on today's show is Len Testa, co-author of the Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World. Len, if you had to rank David Lee Roth, Sammy Hagar, and Rebecca Black, how would you rank them?
David Lee Roth, you mean in terms of singing for Van Halen?
In terms of awesomeness.
In terms of, Rebecca Black, I mean, that's sort of an elite.
That's a solid one, of course.
But then, David Lee Roth and then Sammy Hagar. Generally people who claim to be abducted by aliens generally rank lower in my awesomeness list.
But let's keep in mind, just for a second here, that David Lee Roth drives the speed limit, and Sammy Hagar doesn't.
Yeah, but I'm a stickler for Law and Order, you know me. What was the laugh for? I didn't get that. Oh, Lord.
Sorry.
On today's show, we are talking about something that, many of our listeners always ask us about, and we are more than happy to oblige to do research in, and that is boozing it up at Walt Disney World. That's right. In fact, the signature bars at Walt Disney World, and the rub is that the alcohol has been kind of streamlined across Disney property, but Len has taken it upon himself as a martyr for this show to figure out just how different are the quote signature bars are from each other, and which ones are worth your time and money. And Len, you did some research with a group of Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World researchers. Yeah,
so because there were so many bars that we had to visit 7 of them in 3 days. So it was 2 or 3. Plus, we threw in a few extra for good measure. So there were a whole bunch of us, and we took cabs literally everywhere. So I think we alluded to this on Monday's show. When I was staying in the downtown Disney hotels, we were taking cabs literally back and forth from whatever resorts we were at. So in addition to the drinks and the appetizers, I spent $150 on cabs.
Wow.
Over 3 days, yeah. So drinking costs money. I don't know if you guys know that.
Well, it costs you money.
Yeah. So we started off Friday night with we started Friday night with the Magic Kingdom Resort bars. So just for comparison's sake, we stopped in at a bar that was not a Disney signature bar, and that was the Territory Lounge over at the Wilderness Lodge. And I actually like this bar quite a bit.
Yeah.
They've got some interesting appetizers there. You can pretty much order any of the appetizers off the menu. The bar menu, you can also order the wines from the Artist Point restaurant as well. But the bar menu itself is strictly standard. Whatever you get in that menu, you could see anywhere in downtown Disney, any of the other resort hotels. It's got all the standard drinks. So the one exception is the wine list at Artist Point, which you can get at the Territory Lounge, and that seems to be the big benefit of all of the signature bars that are attached to restaurants. The wine list at the bar is the same as the wine list at the restaurant. So, for example, go ahead.
I was just saying, what constitutes, what makes it a signature bar?
So signature bars are supposed to have drinks that aren't available elsewhere. So if you go into any standard Walt Disney World bar, and you look at the drink menu, it's essentially the same drink menu printed for every one of the bars. So if you go to the Wave and ask for the the bar menu, you will see essentially the same list of drinks as if you went to any of the moderate resorts, any of the value resorts, and asked to see their bar menu as well. Same drinks, same offerings, the glowing ice cubes or whatever. At the signature bars, you're supposed to get either different brands of alcohol that aren't available elsewhere, or the same kind of alcohol but in a superior grade. So cognac is something actually you get at the Grand Floridian that you don't get at many of the other non-signature bars. You're supposed to get a better selection of appetizers, although that's not necessarily true either. So we stopped at the Territory Lounge. They had the typical bar, the bar menu. So they had, fried chicken wings. They had, finger food. But the one interesting thing that we saw that virtually every bar had was a cheese plate. So they'll give you like 5 different kinds of cheese with samplers, usually with some fruit, some dried fruit, or some other sort of accompaniment, bread, toast points, or whatever with the cheese. And the interesting thing was we tried the cheese plates at many different bars. None of them had the same combination of cheeses, and some of them were quite good. Actually, the cheese plate was one of the highlights of the bar research.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty fun. So we started off at Territory Lounge. They had a cheese plate. It was pretty good. Obviously features some Northwest cheeses. From there we went to California Grill, and California Grill was one of the highlights for 2 reasons. One is I managed to get 15 people up there without a reservation. we're just during wishes. During wishes, God. Yes. So we were all dressed pretty well, and it originally started with 2 of us going up to get room at the bar. And once we'd established a beachhead, then I just kept going down and bringing up more people, saying, "Oh, we've got room for them at the bar. I've already meeting a group." So eventually, we had taken up an entire front. When you walk into the California Grill, to the left is the open kitchen and the bar, right?
Right.
And it's sort of a C-shaped bar, and then it kind of goes straight for a while. We had taken up virtually all of the C-shaped thing, with people like Kim Knight was there, JL had come, Tom Bricker, his wife Sarah, just tons and tons of people were there. So we ordered this plate of sushi. And I swear to God, the plate had to be 2 feet in diameter. And then we ordered all the appetizers that they had, all the different appetizers. We also tried a bunch of different mixed drinks from their mixed drink menu, and that was pretty good. I don't remember what. I think everyone got something fruity and Asian-y, but I think we had the most fun at California Grill. But here's the funny thing, and this is how you can tell that it was all Walt Disney World veterans. So the lights are dimmed. Right, and they're piping in the music for Wishes. All of us are looking at the menu. We're facing the kitchen. Everyone else is out looking at Wishes. So you can hear the fireworks going off in the background, and we're talking. We're like, "What kind of sushi do we get? Do we get this or do we get that?" And then we start talking a little bit louder because the music for Wishes is like swelling up. We're like, "Can they turn some lights on so I can read the menu here? And can somebody please turn that music down?" It didn't work that way. So we had a lot of fun in California Grill. Then we went over to the Grand Floridian, and we hopped on the monorail and went to the Grand Floridian. And this was so we went to Misner's, which is also at Grand Floridian, which is supposed to be another signature bar. I had the least fun there of any bar. First of all, it's not a bar, it's a lounge. And it's like, Mike, if you decided one day, you know what, I know this is a closet, but I need to put a bar in here, right? Imagine building a bar in a closet and then sticking a bartender in there that obviously doesn't want to be there. That was Misner's. So we got there at 11. We got there like 5 minutes to 11, which was apparently last call. This is the other thing I can't figure out. Bars in Walt Disney World close or stop serving at 10:30 or 11 o'clock. Like the time at which I would normally roll out of bed. They're closing up. So Misner's, we got there. And to be fair to the bartender, we showed up with like 18, 20 people. Steve Medina was there finally. Got to meet him for drinks. Wow. But we get there at 11, and she's essentially closing the bar down. She was not in a happy mood. There were the signature drinks there. I think they had some cognacs. They had some whiskeys that were supposed to be different. I couldn't tell because we didn't feel very welcome there. It was dark, not a lot of seating. It had a TV, a huge big screen TV blaring out some baseball game. It was the least fun of the bars that we went to that night. And since it was 11 o'clock and Disney was rolling up the sidewalks, we decided to call it an evening.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, that's the one thing I agree with you, Len, that I feel like especially the bars, they close too early. in general across Disney World, because especially, this is true of the food courts as well. If the parks are open, especially later, like during, when the parks are open, because that weekend I know you were there, the parks are open a little later. If the parks are open until 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Especially since Pleasure Island is closed.
Well, that was the thing I was thinking. I think they kind of, somebody said this. I think they kind of came up with the hours to get you to go to Pleasure Island.
Yeah, but now that it's closed.
But now that it's closed, that doesn't make any sense. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Darn. So the next night we decided we were going to go do sort of the Epcot bars. So we started off at Narcoossee's. And Narcoossee's was super cool because we met a couple of listeners there. Oh, sorry, Flying Fish. I'm drinking already. We were at Flying Fish. We met a couple of listeners there, and the interesting thing about the bar at Flying Fish is it's a bar, but it's adjacent to the restaurant, and they serve a full menu there. So literally everyone at the bar was eating dinner. It wasn't like a drinks and appetizer type place. You could literally order everything off of the menu there. The downside of that was if you've got 4 people, you're all sitting in a row. So you can really only talk to the people on either side of you. That was the downside to Flying Fish. So we ended up actually getting a table. We our group of 4 eventually became 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Who do we appreciate?
Yeah, exactly. So we ended up getting a table, and it was super cool because the head waiter there, the manager Stig, got us in. Thank you, Stig.
Stig?
The Stig. I think he's a Stig. I don't think he's the Stig. He's a Stig. And you know what? He was from Norway, and I mentioned to him that I had been to Norway. I think maybe that helped a little bit.
Stig's a great band name. I'm not sure it's a great.
It is, isn't it? So
bar
he's
guy name, but okay.
No, he's a manager. He was in charge. So he put together a table for me. Originally it was 4, then it became 10. Super cool. Got us in, got us fed. And so we ordered sushi there because we had ordered sushi the night before, and then we did desserts at Citrico's. And I think the good thing about Citrico's is that the bartenders were all super friendly. You could literally order anything off the menu that you wanted. I think all of the desserts were really good. The sushi was just okay. It wasn't as good as California Grill. Not to say it was bad. It was just wasn't the same as California Grill. The desserts were fabulous, though. I think everyone's dessert was really, really good. So we had a couple of different things for dessert. We had they did a trio of chocolate indulgences, which is one was a white chocolate creme brulee.
That does sound good.
One was a chocolate torte, and then raspberry chocolate bread pudding. All of them were fabulous. The thing about that is sometimes the chocolate flavor is sort of too strong. It wasn't on any of those things. It was very good. There was there were a couple of other things. I think they did a key lime. Was it key lime cheesecake? Key lime pie. It was also very good. The desserts were fine. Oh, we also had the cheese plate because there was a cheese plate there as well.
Of course.
Cheese plates everywhere. Yeah, it was different cheese plates too. So that was the good thing.
Let me ask you this, Len, about the bars in general. If I go to a bar in the real world, right, and I go to the bar and I have a drink and then I have another drink, and maybe my buddy's there and we start after about 2 or 3 rounds usually at a good bar, the bartender will be like, "Hey guys, next round's on me," especially if it's one you've been to before. Did any bars at Walt Disney World do anything like that?
Hold on. One more time. No. So you can imagine. So we had like 18 or 20 people, right? We ordered
not one free round for 20 people.
In the how many bars do we go to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bars, not a single drink comped. And you can imagine for the number of people that we had, what kind of money we dropped on those.
I bet you every drop of every bottle is accounted for. That they couldn't even do it if they wanted to.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I don't know. The one thing I would say. So one night we went to the what's the bar at the beach club? The lounge.
The Bellevue?
Martha's Vineyard.
Is it Martha's Vineyard?
No.
Oh,
Martha's. No, the one by Ariel's.
Len, is that the one
The
that
one by
we
Arrows
met?
is-
What's the one behind Cape May Cafe?
That's the one we met Skibetta.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Cruise. Is that Cruise Cup? Yeah, Cruise Cup Lounge.
No. That's at the Yacht Club.
Oh, then it's Martha's Vineyard. There's only two.
Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Martha's
Yeah, I think it is Martha's Vineyard.
So the one cool thing about that bar was we got there about 15 minutes after the last call, but the bartender actually served us, even though we and he actually ended up, I think, staying open like an hour later. But we got there, we got our drinks, and so many other people rolled up then that he pretty much had to stay open another hour. But we were the first ones that he served when he realized that he was going to be open past last call. So that was pretty cool.
I mean, I'm not surprised that Disney didn't comp you anything, but at the same time, I mean, it's like, you go to any bar, anyone who's listening, go to their local bar, anywhere.
I mean,
And-
you guys think about it. You know what a drink costs in Walt Disney World. So times 18,
Yeah, $8.
Let's say times 10 people times $7. That's how many drinks we had. Yeah, it was a little. I mean, I'm glad we did the research and everything, but yeah, and I didn't expect to get comped anything. But the good thing was like you said, the Stig was super fabulous at Flying Fish.
Stig!
Yeah, so everyone was really nice, except for Misner's. I mean, other than Misner's, everything was great. The thing we didn't get to try Citricos and Narcoossee's because they both closed. I think Citricos and Narcoossee's closed at like 10 or 10:30. By the time we didn't get that, so that'll have to be on the next trip. So the next time we're all down.
Did you get over to the
We gotta
Bellevue
try it.
Lounge?
Bellevue. Where's Bellevue?
In the boardwalk.
No, we didn't. We were at. It's not a signature bar.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's just a regular bar. Yeah.
And they cut back on their menu, too. I was over there about a week ago.
That's a
and
shame.
Tim was telling us, we look at the menu and they ripped out pages of it.
Really?
Yeah, he says they're cutting back on their menu.
That's disappointing. I mean, it's not surprising, but it's disappointing at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, there used to be. I remember they consolidated their bar. They consolidated their bar menu. I want to say about a year ago or so. Because before that, I mean, literally, some bars had something, some bars didn't have it, and that was kind of the cool thing about it.
And that's why we wanted to do the research. And we wanted to see what what was left.
Yeah. Very good, well, Len. Bravo, good job. I think it helps some people. We definitely found some good gems out there, and some. But with I know like the appetizers, the prices would vary from place to place, but were the booze basically the same price everywhere?
The places like Misner's that had the cognacs and stuff, they were a little bit more expensive. The California Grill wines were comparable to, let's say, Artist Point. So the wines were more expensive at the signature bars, but again, they're better wines. So that's absolutely fine.
So let me ask you this: top 3 signature bars, Len. What are they?
Actually, so top 3 bars, right? So I think I had. Oh, sorry, I totally forgot to mention Jico. So if we've got time, Jico is actually my favorite bar. Separate seating area, an actual bar, where you can literally order everything off the menu. We had pretty good service. The food was fabulous. It was all very interesting. My top of the line, number 1, Jico. Cool. Number 2, California Grill. Just because of the sushi. Number 3, Flying Fish. Number 4, I really like the Territory Lounge over at the Wilderness Lodge. And the reason why I like it, so it's not a signature bar, but you can order anything off the menu at Artist Point. Service was great, and the wine list is pretty good.
Yeah, Newell and I ate at that bar with Annette and Becky Menken from MEI and Mouse Fan Travel during a reunion last year, and we actually asked the waitress if we could order off the menu from Artist Point. And to her credit, the answer is no. But to her credit, she went back, talked to, I guess, manager, and then brought us back menus and said, "Yeah, you can order."
Yeah,
so
we did.
That was really cool of them.
I think if you're cool, yeah, they'll be cool. That's what it comes down to.
And I think it helped that it was a slow night. Had it been really crowded, I bet you they wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, that's
maybe
also
not.
true.
Yeah. But still, I mean, here's what I've heard. Who was the gangster who said you can get more with a smile and a gun than you can with a smile alone? You can get more with a smile and a $20 bill than you can with a smile alone. That's what I've learned.
Does Mr. Jefferson have any influence around here?
Does I believe you know my friend Mr. Washington?
Nice. Well, always, Len, you're always at the forefront of important research out there in Walt Disney World. We appreciate it.
Thanks. That was a lot of fun.
And don't forget that this episode of WDW Today has been sponsored by All Star Vacation Homes. And, after a long day of doing research, be it for the unofficial guide or for your own benefit, a stay at All Star Vacations would actually benefit you because it's a great place to go back, relax, and enjoy the amenities that you have at your All Star Vacations. There are a lot of great amenities to choose from. Check them all out, in fact, at their website at allstarvacationhomes.com. If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, you can visit us online at wdwtoday.com. For Len Testa, Mike Scopa, and Mike Newell, I'm Matt Hochberg. We'll see you on the next show.
Stupid Judy, stupid energy.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio.